All right, good morning, everyone. Coach Lees is here. Coach, big win yesterday, or Seattle kind of bounced back. You got a little bit of everything. Good pitching, good defense to end it there, and then a couple big hits. What did you see from your club yesterday in the win over Seattle?
Well, I saw, a lot of strikes. Got a couple runs early, which really helped us get going a little bit. Manufactured runs, got a base hit and hit by pitch, and Justin Hare did a really nice job hitting in a 3-hole of, getting the bunt down, and Shane hitting a breaking ball to score 2. That's kind of how you'd like to start off every game. Then AJ came back and didn't pitch well. I think it was the 3rd inning, but we were able to recover. I threw a lot of strikes, and then we went from there with Colby, Neely, and Ryan Walker, and Sunich, and Davis Bailey, which has been a nice insertion into our pitching. But all in all, we played high-level defense, some great plays made by a couple infielders, and we had 14 hits. So we did leave 11 base runners on, which wasn't great, but you know what, we were putting the ball in play hard, and we took advantage of it when we could.
A couple young guys that have played well as of late. Let's start with the freshman catcher, Waterman. Last 2 weeks had a good series down at Arizona State, and then this week had a couple more hits and had his first homer last night. What have you seen from Cal as the season's gone on?
Well, Cal's continually getting better every time he gets on the field, and you can only get better by that. The games help you do that. He's got better behind the plate. He's got a better connection with their pitchers, our defense, and when you're a freshman trying to find your way and trying to lead a staff that's got some veterans on it, and you're trying to control everything, and then you're trying to hit as well. It can be a lot for a young man, but Cal's done a very good job. Like I said, he's gotten better every time he's been up to the plate and every time he catches. So very happy with his progress.
A couple nice moments this week. Davis Bailey returns after elbow surgery ended last season for him. Threw in 1 inning against Gonzaga, and then 2 shutout innings yesterday. Got his first career win. Talk quickly about Davis Bailey and what he's gone through.
Well, Davis came here as a hitter, first baseman, and we recognized, as he did, that was not going to be a position that he would stay at. And he was the first one that came to us and said, "Hey, I'd like to try and pitch if you're going to move me on." And we, at the time last year, we could use a pitcher, and so his first bullpen, he was 88, 90 miles an hour with a slider, and why not? So he started out getting some bullpens last spring, and then unfortunately got hurt down at UCLA, had surgery, and then him and Andy Gebhardt have done a tremendous job. Put a lot of time in. That's hard for a young man when he comes off surgery, and to think, when's it going to happen? When am I going to pitch again? Am I going to pitch again? And to insert him back in the lineup as a pitcher and seeing what he's done just these last 2 outings is just what we needed. Keeps the ball down, throwing a couple pitches, and he just has a good spirit about him. Under control. You never know if he's given up 2 home runs or struck out 2. And so it's nice to see him come out back-to-back days and pitch very well.
And then also on the mound yesterday, you got a couple of good outings from Colby, Neely, and Ryan Walker, and Scotty Sunich. How did it feel to see those guys come out and put zeros up on the board?
Yeah, it felt really good. Colby didn't end the game on Saturday like the way he wanted to, or the way we wanted to, and for him to move past that and come out and get on the mound again and execute the pitches that he can was very good. And then had an idea of trying to get Walker back in the mix and getting, well, more or less a bullpen, but I needed time on the mound. Did a fantastic job, executed his pitches very well, and Scotty Sunich did a tremendous job. His last 3 outings have been very quality outings where he's thrown the pitches that can get outs, and he's executed at a very high level. So all in all, a very good game yesterday for all of our kids.
And then one of the areas of focus that you had in the offseason was to get better offensively, and you guys have done that this year. The batting average is nearly 40 points higher. You have more doubles and home runs. Talk about the kind of progression, or what's contributed to that, more doubles and home runs this year.
Well, it's part of it is what we've recruited to. We felt like that we play in a yard that allows us to hit some doubles, hit some homers, and also be able to steal bases. We haven't stolen the bases that we'd want at this point. However, when we do have a lot more doubles, and so that there's going to be maybe an exchange for that. But I think our kids are very comfortable at the plate. We're continually playing 10 to 11 guys that have emerged as pretty much everyday players, and to see the transition from kids, going from their freshman to sophomore and sophomore to junior, and see the progression of those kids, it's good. Justin Harris continually have good ABs. Shane Matheny's continually to improve. I could go right down the list. Rudkin has been very good for us. Plays a high-level defense at first base and is able to hit a double and look to score a run. So we're doing things satisfactory on the offensive side with knowing that there's still room to grow.
And then looking forward, obviously the rival weekend, the Huskies come to town, just outside the top 25 in some polls, and in there the others. Mm-hmm. But what have you seen from the Huskies? Obviously a big series win over in Seattle last year. Now they come back here. What are you looking for this weekend?
Well, they're a very talented team. It starts on the mound for them. They're very good on the mound. They play high-level defense, have very few errors, and you compare batting averages. They maybe not as high batting average-wise as the rest of the league, but they're very efficient. They move people from base to base. They compete like crazy at the plate. Very hard to strike out, and like I said, it's led by their pitching and their defense, and that's what's got them going exactly where they're at. I project them as a regional team. I mean, they're very well coached. They've got some older kids, and it's going to be a tough weekend for us. We need to play better than we have the last few weekends for us to compete and do a good job against them.
You know who's going to pitch this weekend yet?
Yeah, we're going to start Damon Jones on Friday, followed by Cody Anderson on Saturday, and right now it's TBA on Sunday. So we're going to start with that, and really just one game at a time, and go from there.
Tough stretch of games, but how does your team stay positive going forward?
Well, it starts with the coaching staff staying positive. And we had a very good team meeting a couple nights ago that lasted a little over an hour. Talk about the things that we have to improve on if we're going to be good, and we talked about the things that we've done good at times. And if we can get that consistency, on the mound and defensively and at the plate, we have a chance to be a very, very good team. But we've got to play good baseball. We've been too many inconsistencies on all phases of the game that they're better than. And I feel like we've underachieved. I think we're a better team than what our record shows. I think we're a better team than what we've played at times, and gave numerous illustrations to our kids a couple nights ago about what happens when we play good baseball and what happens when we don't. And it's very evident, not to call anybody out, but to move in a direction that is positive and that we can learn from and get better from.
Any questions on the line for Coach Lees?
Hey, Coach, it's Chaz. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Go ahead, Chaz.
Hey, Bobby. How you doing? You mentioned Walker out of the pen. He only went one inning, so he'll be available, right? And then you've got that TBA Sunday starter. What are the Huskies doing with their starters again? They're starting with the pen, and then they go to a starter after the bullpen guy. Kind of different, right?
Yeah, no, I think from the outside looking in, what they've amongst their staff and their coaches have felt like that they have not. They're not as good at the end. They've got good starting pitching, and so appears to me they flipped it a little bit, knowing that they can make up for lost ground earlier in the game, but not as much late. So trying to get a couple innings out of the other guys, and then moving in their starters in the second, third, fourth type inning. I think it's what has been working for them. I think it's a really good call if you're a coaching staff who's wondering what to do, and they've had success with it. So I would assume they do the exact same thing.
Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Network here. How are you?
Good.
Good. Ryan Walker obviously worked in relief a lot last year. Is his status based on Friday and Saturday? You could possibly use him in relief, and then if not, he'd be available to start on Sunday. Is that why things are up in the air?
Yeah, at the time being, yeah, that's you know, ideally we'd love to have Walker in the pen all the time. We didn't feel like kids had emerged to be starters, and so that's where we're left. But you know, we'll go. You know, if we get a chance to use him in Friday and Saturday, or if we don't have to use him Friday or Saturday, we'll make the decision on Sunday.
Is there anybody you'd like to see you project as a younger pitcher that's going to step up in the second half of this season?
Well, A.J. Block has a chance to do that. He's a freshman that's had very good outings at times. Couple outings he's struggled, but you can see that, you know, he's going to be an upper-comer. He's got real tilt on his fastball. He can throw a changeup and a breaking ball. His velo's getting bigger, or you know, better. He's getting stronger. And again, I think that when you're with young kids, whether it be a pitcher or a position player, the game is the only thing that can help you. You can throw bullpens, you can scrimmage, you can do all those things, but you need to get in the game. And so feel good about where he's at right now, and think he's going to get better. Isaac Mullins is another left-handed pitcher we see, you know, eventually doing very good things for us. Now the insertion of Davis Bailey, who's back off an arm injury, we think can help us as well.
Did Bailey have Tommy John surgery?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. Who calls the pitches? Is that you or Spence?
Coach Spencer calls the pitches. We've got some freedom. I think Cody Anderson calls a majority of his pitches, probably about, you know, between 80 and 90%. But other than that, yeah, Spence does all the pitch calling.
Okay. Pickoffs and such oftentimes come from the dugout?
Oh, that's a little bit of everything. Anything from our coaches to our pitchers to our middle infielders, but it's a wide variety.
Okay. What about Shane Matheny? He's obviously his production's gone up. What adjustments has he made since last year?
He's gotten older. That's again, the game has helped him, and he's a very confident kid. He's done some things at the plate, you know, just with his setup that I think have helped him. But you know, he's gotten 2 years of playing every single day. So being able to hit against the Pac-12 pitching for 2 years, and being older and being stronger and being more confident and trusting what he can do, and being a little bit more patient, I think all those things have added to his success thus far.
All right. And what about J.J. Hancock's transition to a different position? How's that gone for him?
Well, it's gone outstanding. I think he's one of the better outfielders in the league. You know, even if he doesn't, we talked about it in our team session a couple nights ago. One of the things that's been very impressive about JJ is that even if he has a good or a bad AB, he plays great defense 100% of the time. And so we know we're getting, you know, a quality player no matter what for 9 innings.